Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal Lee and welcome. If you are new here, let me break it down real quick what we do on this channel. We do about 3 to 4 things. The first one is where you are right now on a Wednesday, where we do What We Reading Wednesday when we talk about books galore, everything bookish. From the books that we read, we want to read that we liked, that we loved, and analysis of books that we have made and want to share. But on Mondays, we do Moody Monday, where you never know what video you're going to get from me, but you always get it and it's always a mood. On Fridays, I vlog about my life, my alternative life, living in my 91 Chevrolet G20 van. Ben, say hi. Everyone say hi to Ben. We're doing great things. If any other things seem interesting to you, just hit that subscribe button and join the community. I really want this channel to be a place of peace and playfulness for everyone. We do talk about heavy topics sometimes, but all in all, this is for peace and playfulness. And if you're not about that, back up. But subscribe. And if you don't, that's fine. You will literally see me pop up randomly on your feed when the universe wants you to see me. So, yeah. For every one book I finish, I add 5 more to my TBR. There's just so many good books to read. In today's video, we're doing a fall book haul. All the books that I've bought since fall has started, even though we are 12 books behind on our Goodreads goal. And that's okay. But here are all the books that I bought. I do have 2 shelves in my van, and I have figured out a way to add more books. They're all pretty much full, but not full to the point where I can't add more and it not fall out. So in that case, we do have more room for books. I just did that analysis, so don't ask me about it or anything like that. If I did the math and I have room for more books. So I got more books. And let's just go through them, shall we? The first one on top of the stack is from Steinbeck. It is Sweet Thursday. I got it when I was roaming Mount Laurel, New Jersey, in this spot where they had this bookstore called Second Time Books. They have a big store and then they have an annex part of the store. It's really cute. It's really wide. A lot of old things there, a lot of old books there. So don't go in there looking for new stuff. When you walk in, though, they do have all new releases, but that's only in the front. And then the rest of them are just books that have been with other people in their lives and then given back to be in other people's lives. So one of them that I found in their fiction section was Sweet Thursday by Steinbeck. And I never read any of his stuff that I can remember, maybe in school, but again, cannot remember. In Monterey on the California coast, Sweet Thursday is what they call the day after Lousy Wednesday, which is one of those days that is just naturally bad. Returning to the scene of Canary Row, the weedy lots and junk heaps of Monterey, John Steinbeck once more brings to life the denizens of the netherworld of laughter and tears, from Fauna, new headmistress of the local brothel, to Hazel, a bum whose mother must have wanted a daughter. Sweet Thursday is an emphatic and clear-cut statement of Steinbeck's greatest single theme, the common bonds of humanity and love, which make goodness and happiness possible. So I'm excited to read this, a very, very tiny pocket-sized book. But here's the thing, I've never read Steinbeck stuff, right? But what made me pick this book up is that one, it's small. Sweet Thursday is a cute name. Also, I like this song called Thursday by Jessica Glynn featuring her. It's a really beautiful song about loving yourself on a Thursday, so on and so forth. So Sweet Thursday really was in theme. But also when I opened the book, oh, I fucking lost the page. I lost the page I was on. Oh, I'm so saddened. It's fine. I'll read it and then find it. But also in the book, I found this tiny little note, and it says SD, December 3rd, 1987, to Debbie from JM, I love you. And that's just such a pretty message. And it was on a page that was a conversation between 2 of the characters in the book about wanting more for yourself and being treated better. And let me tell you, it's on theme. And so everything aligned for me to pick up this book. So I picked it up, and it's small and it fits perfectly in there. So the next one is Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Cicatelli. Cicatelli Cook. Get ready to fall in love. I haven't read a fall themed book. I'm currently reading A Love Like the Sun, and it's reminding me of summer. I really wanted to read in the summer, but I didn't get a chance to, and it's going to be due to back to the library soon, so I need to get her done. But I haven't read an actual very fall-esque book, like very, very cheesy fall-esque book, and I think this is going to be it. This was a $5 pick at the Barnes & Noble or at the Barnes & Noble cafe, and I got it because why not? Lucy Kane hates pumpkin spice lattes, which is a problem because A, Lucy lives in the quaint New England town of Briar Glen, where everyone loves all things autumn, and B, she's a barista at her mom's coffee shop, Cup of Joe. As the first fall leaves descend upon Briar Glen, Lucy and her mom gear up for a busy season. But then Java Junction, a multinational coffee chain, opens a store literally across the street. Rude. Home of the world's famous pumpkin spice latte. To make matters worse, it turns out that Jack Harper, the new kid in school, and Lucy's secret crush, is the son of the owners. It'd be a cute fall read. Like, I'm not trying to like analyze it too deep. And that's why I got it. And I'm very happy that I got it. The next book that I got, I literally got yesterday. And it's another one of those $5 books from the Barnes & Noble Cafe. This one was in Princeton, New Jersey. And I got this one from the Barnes & Noble in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. So I've been around different ones. I'm not loyal, but because I'm not loyal, I get to see a couple of the $5 picks. And it's just $5 if you buy something from the cafe. So normally I think it's like $12. This is $20. This is $20. This one, $11. Anyway, Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. And it says at the top, it's time for your villain era. A tale for anyone who's ever fallen in love with the villain. Just let me raise my toes because as her whole life collapses, as it normally does at the beginning of a book, Ray still has books. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favorite fantasy series. She wakes in a castle on the edge of a hellish chasm, home of the once and forever emperor, her favorite fictional character. He's impossibly alluring, as only fiction can be. However, in this fantasy world, she discovers that she's not the heroine, but the villainess in the Emperor's Tale. Time to assemble a rogue gallery of villains and hatch an evil plot. I haven't read the back of it. This is the first time I'm reading the back of this. The it's time for your villain era grabbed me. But that wasn't the plot that I was seeing for this, but I'm excited to see what it gives. For a $5, well, it was $20, but for a $5 pick, it sure is thick. 429 pages. The next one I got at the same place. I got John Steinbeck's Sweet Thursday. It is Gods and Shadows by Jade Brooks, as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Isn't it always like that? You can't have fantasy without the world ending. It just makes sense that way, you know? Eden Reed is a 24-year-old ancient god from Brooklyn, New York, but she doesn't know about the god part yet. What she does know is that she's currently living in a paralyzed life. She can't escape the things that scare her because the things that scare her seem to be everywhere. For instance, the tall, thin man reading the Post across from her on the Staten Island ferry has a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth and eyes like an owl. The woman standing at the bow of the ferry wearing a Donna Karan dress and a red bottom pumps has the face of a cat. That's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that when she looks at them, they look back as if they know her. And life is about to get stranger. An extremely powerful demon is gunning for her life. Duh. A zombie-like pandemic is spreading across the country, of course, creating creatures who are hungry for flesh, fast on their feet, and clever. And there is a mysterious, handsome stranger with powers of his own who claims to have been her lover from a time and a life that Eden cannot remember, of course. He promises to help awaken her powers for the upcoming war, a war where there is one prize: survival. Sign me up. Sign me up. The next book I got is called Bel Canto. Bel Canto by Ann Patchett. When I was in California months ago, I went to a store called Bel Canto Books, and I just recently edited a short for that time. And when I went to Second Time Books, this book also popped out, and I was like, interesting. And then when I was roaming Barnes & Noble yesterday, it popped out again to me. And I did have a Barnes & Noble gift card, so I went to buy it and purchase it. It turns out a friend of mine has read it before, and it was good. She didn't like the ending, which fair. Endings just suck sometimes in general. But I'm excited to read it. Let's read the thingy, shall we? Somewhere in South America, at the home of the country's vice president, a lavish birthday party A lavish birthday party is being held in honor of the powerful businessman, Mr. Osakawa. Roxanne Koss, opera's most revered soprano, has mesmerized international guests with her artistry. It is a perfect evening until a band of gun-wielding guerrillas take the entire party hostage. But what begins as a panicked, life-threatening scenario slowly evolves into something quite different. A moment of great beauty as guerrillas and hostages forge unexpected bonds, and people from different continents become compatriots, intimate friends, and lovers. Voila, voila. And lastly, the last thing I got yesterday was Mother Hunger, How Adult Daughters Can Understand and Heal from Lost Nurturance, Protection, and Guidance by Kelly McDaniel. I picked this book up from the library. And I was using it as part of my personal curriculum. Decided to read this as a part of psychology and like healing purposes because Lord knows I have mother wounds out the ass and I just want to understand them, try to get past them, and deal with that like shadow that probably will be there in my life for a long time. It's pretty self-explanatory. Mother Hunger, it goes over what it's like to not have what you needed from your parents, more important, most of all your mom, and we go through that. So I got this from Barnes & Noble yesterday, along with Bel Canto, and along with Long Live Evil. What I like about what I like to do, I don't know if you like to do this, so tell me if you do. In Barnes & Noble, when I'm searching for a book, I don't ask for it. I try to find it myself first, and if I absolutely cannot find it, I'll ask about it. But this one, I looked it up, and it said self-help. Not self-help. Not self-help. This was in psychology. I was looking in self-help, looking, and you would think it would be in relationships with the other mother-daughter books, but it wasn't. Psychology. And when I found it, I felt like I should just be hired on the spot. Although it took me forever to find it, so I probably wouldn't have been that good. Anyway, an endless ache to love and be loved. Periods of overeating or starving. A pattern of unstable moods and painful relationships. Do any of these sound familiar? Trauma psychotherapist and author Kelly McDaniel has seen these traits over and over in clients who feel trapped in cycles of harmful behavior and are unable to stop. Many of us find ourselves stuck in unhealthy habits simply because we don't see a better way. With Mother Hunger, McDaniel helps women break the cycle of destructive behavior by taking a fresh look at childhood attachment injuries and their lasting impact. In doing so, she destigmatizes the shame that comes from being undermothered and misdiagnosed and offers a healing path with powerful tools that include therapeutic interventions and lifestyle changes. In the process, you'll understand the 3 essential elements of maternal love, reclaim nurturance and protection using breathing exercise, visualization, Reiki, and other healing modalities. Explore your relationship with food and sex. Find guidance and inspiration by creating a celestial mother. Finally, break the intergenerational cycle of mother hunger. The constant search for mother love can be a lifelong emotional burden, but healing begins with knowing and naming what you are missing. Mother Hunger provides the compass that each woman needs to end the struggle with achy, lonely emptiness and come home to herself. I think I'm about like 20 pages into this book actually, and I wrote a lot of notes, but having a library book, the notes are external from the book, so it would be really nice to kind of scribble and underline and highlight. So I'm happy I got one of my own. This is really heavy. Like I said at the beginning, a lot of some topics that we talk about on this channel in general, no matter what day it is, can be heavy. I don't shy away from heavy. I don't shy away from uncomfortable. I don't always avoid it, but sometimes I avoid it to myself. But when it comes to talking about it on this channel, like obviously I'm putting a camera on, I'm talking about these heavy things and I want to share it with the world because we have learned, and hopefully you've learned too, that we are not alone with a lot of the things that we experience. And although we like to be our individual selves, that is a thing that we cultivate, individualism. But emotions are very human and very much like baseline. And yes, our past experience may be different, but those emotions and where they stem from could feel the same. So when talking about it, I don't shy away from it. I want to put it out there because a part of this channel being a place of peace and playfulness, it goes back to like talking about life when it wasn't peaceful and it wasn't playful and trying to get past that or through it or just learn how to again live with that subtle ache because I don't think any of it goes away. Those are the books that I bought for fall so far. If you read any of these, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to read any of them, let me know in the comments down below. I'm putting these down now. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you. I am grateful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.